What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one was played at Blizzcon 2018, which of course is the global finals of Starcraft 2. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Blue Shift LE, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He's currently down in this series, but certainly not out of it just yet. His name is Classic. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently up in the series and wants to close out this series right here and right now. His name is Rogue. So, guys and girls, game number one in this best of 3 series that was played at BlizzCon 2018, which was in actually Group D of the group stages of that tournament. And I gotta say that this was, game number one was very back and forth. It was a series of mind games, to say the least, and it felt like there were many moments where Rogue was in the lead, then there were moments where Classic was in the lead, and then ultimately, of course, Rogue won game number one by, I believe, an overextension by Classic. But nonetheless, guys, this is going to get very interesting extremely quickly, I believe, because when it's all on the line, what do you decide to do? I mean, someone like Classic, okay, so you're going up against the former grand champion of StarCraft 2, you know, the world champion of this esport. What do you do in these kinds of situations moving forward as you're going into a game number 2? You know, it's match point for Rogue, obviously. All he's got to do is win one more, and then he, you know, he wins, of course, this series. But it should be interesting, to say the least. It does look like Rogue went for that hatch gas pool opener, and he's also going ahead and getting that quick third hatchery out, and it looks like Classic's going for something very similar to what he did in game number one, getting that gateway into the assimilator, and then of course into the natural nexus as well as the cybernetics core. He's sent a probe across the map as he did in game number one, just to try to get some decent scouting information early on here in this game. Does look like a quick robotics facility is going to be coming in for Classic, so very interesting decision making. I'm wondering if we're going to see a push here by our Protoss player relatively early. Rogue has not scouted this out, so this could turn into a very interesting position for our Zerg player to be in, because very soon there might be a push across the map, as Classic knows at least that there is that third hatchery out, and it does look like he is now going to confirm that. And now we're going to see, of course, a Stalker that's probably going to try to shoo away this Overlord. And this Overlord very well might start moving over into might try to, you know, do a little bit some scouting information. Classic now is going to go ahead and make the robotics bay. Very interesting. I really like this. This is going to be a very interesting build, changing it up a little bit. Zergling speed upgrades coming up for Rogue. He's getting a couple of queens out as well as some Zerglings. So, you know, the longer this game goes, obviously I think, you know, the favor may go in favor of our Zerg player. But if we're going to see an early push at this point in the game, that would be very interesting. As we approach the 3.5-minute mark, there are going to be some Zerglings that started moving across the map, and those Zerglings are going to make their way into that natural base location, and this could cause significant problems here for our Protoss player. The Zerg has just been able to completely go into that main base location and really slow down the production. These Zerglings are doing a lot of damage to these probes right now, and that was a beautiful way to start this game for Rogue. And I'm assuming we are going to see the scout here. Rogue is going to see exactly what's going on. He sees that robotics bay. He's also going to see the disruptor. So I'm assuming at this point we are going to see disruptors coming in. And that will be a very interesting type of, you know, disruptor drops, essentially, to try to really slow down production on the opposite side of the map. And it does look like we see Rogue going into that lair production, and as well as the Roach Warren. So he's going to try to have as much defense as possible against this. There is one disruptor that is out now. There's going to be another one coming in very shortly. I wonder how much, though, our Protoss player is going to commit to this push, or I should say these disruptor drops. on the opposite side of the map, because some of those disruptor hits can be absolutely deadly in the grand scheme of things. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye out on that. And it does look like the War Prism is starting to move out. And that War Prism is probably, looks like is going to be going directly towards that third hatchery. Going to try to do as much damage as possible. Here we go. We are going to see the disruptors. They are going to come down, and it looks like they are going to try to get a couple of hits. Doesn't look like much was really done there, though. In the grand scheme of things, there was not a whole lot done, and Rogue now obviously knows that they are disruptor drops, and he is going to get that Hydra Den out as well. So it does look like, oh, the beautiful diffuses come in by Rogue, saving one of those queens. So beautiful play so far by our Zerg player. Classic is still transitioning now into the Colossus play, and I really like this change up. It does look like, oh, a couple of those disruptors are gonna get one of those queens, but in all, you know, all that said and done, not a whole lot of damage being dealt as of yet. There's a lot of Hydras coming out now onto the map, 13 in total. So this is, you know, and the Hydralisk upgrades are started. It does look like, okay, a couple more disruptor hits are going to get some of those Zerg cocoons. And it does look like now Classic is going to start moving out. He's got a decent-sized army. He's going to start moving out with the Colossus as well as the Sentries, and he's going to have a Zergling run by here. And this is exactly what Rogue wants. Rogue wants to keep this Protoss player on his toes, and now we got a couple of those disruptors moving in. The extended thermal lance is going to be finished up in less than 10 seconds. We've got a massive force that's going to be starting to move across the map, and this is going to get very scary quickly. And so now Rogue is going to have to kind of pull rabbit out of a hat, passing the 7-minute mark. Here we go. It does look like our Protoss player is planning on, you know, focusing on this push, is going to start to continue moving in. These Colossus are giving a lot of value to our Protoss player, but here we go. It looks like Rogue is going to start to move in with a bunch of these units. Somehow, some way, he is moving in, going after so many of these units. Beautiful player once again by Rogue. He's being absolutely decimated by these Colossus, though, at this point in the game. The Colossus are creating so much value for Classic. And he's going to continue this push into that third base location. The question is who's got the real upper hand at this point in the game? It looks like once again, Rogue is going to start moving towards all of these Colossuses, which there are two still alive here. They're getting absolutely fried. The beautiful pickup micro by our Protoss player, really keeping our, you know, the Zerg opponent Rogue on his toes at this point. But, you know, I really don't think that push did enough damage. You know, seeing as how at this point in the game, the question is Classic planning on going for another all-in, or is he gonna decide to go for that third Nexus at some point or another? It does look like Rogue is trying to scout for that third Nexus, and we're not seeing one at this point. So we are going to see some pickup micro once again out of the War Prism that is carrying one Colossus. And I mean, the beautiful pickup micro, but and that was a massive War Prism pickup by Rogue, getting the kill on it. The overextension once again by our Protoss player. Classic in both of these games so far has overextended just a little bit too much, I feel. The overextension with that War Prism should not have happened, and I think, I really think now Rogue is taking a commanding lead here. We do have a pretty scary army that's going to be coming across the map, though, but I think there may very well be enough for our Zerg player. Muscular Augments is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds, and this army may very well be able to slowly but surely overwhelm that of Classic. Classic is not out of this thing just yet, but I think Rogue took a nice size lead there as we approach the 10-minute mark against his opponent, simply because he got that War Prism, and that was carrying a Colossus, and that is a massive, massive pickup. So Rogue looks like he is ready for this. He's going to be prepared. He's going to try to swarm his opponent on pretty much all angles of the map at this point. And these Colossus are going to just give so much value with the extended range that they have. He is going to start moving on to creep, and it looks like Rogue is going to try to split up this army and try to swallow this army whole, but these Colossus are creating so much value. Disruptor is starting to join the fight as well. The question is, can Classic just overwhelm this army of Rogue right here and right now? Missile attacks level 1 is going to be finishing up here in less than 10 seconds. Beautiful force fields here by our Protoss player, really trying to split up this army, and I think Classic is at this point doing a really good job, but somehow, some way, Rogue again is moving in on this entire army. He's going to take out almost all of this army. Beautiful pickup micro once again by our Protoss player, but so many of these units are being absolutely decimated, and Rogue again, GG, is called. Rogue once again beats his an opponent in a beautiful fight of micro and macro between these two players, and I gotta say, Rogue is showing us why he is the former Blizzcon champion of the world. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Rogue and Classic, and if you guys did, leave your thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.